Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't think I'm muted. Can you hear me now? I've been sitting here just talking up a storm. Well, that's embarrassing. Did you hear anything I said? Anything? Because we might just change topics, you never know. Okay, but did you hear anything I said? I mean, like anything. Oh, yeah, I'm just sitting here just talking up a storm. Oh, jeez. Man, I swear. You gotta laugh. Oh, yeah, I'm just like, I've done told my whole life story sitting here. Hello, John. Have you seen any proof that families were contacted? I personally haven't seen the proof, John. I totally trust the person who says her family was contacted. There would be absolutely no reason that the girl was kind of like freaking out. We were just talking about proof. Well, I was talking about proof. Nobody else was talking about proof because no one could hear me. But I heard Republican ass over there talking, and she's like, I want proof, I want proof. Well, first of all, Republican ass, it has absolutely nothing to do with you, and no proof is owed to you. And then she's like, well, I'm concerned for my friend. She's concerned for her friend. Yeah, John, I personally haven't seen the proof that family was contacted, but I absolutely, totally trust the person that said it happened, and there would have been no reason for this person to lie. Hey, great deal, JoJo. Hey, Pop Chama. But, I mean, the same question could be asked of other people, you know. I've said things I haven't seen proof of, but the same things could be asked of other people. Have you ever seen proof that, Laura's done anything shitty? I mean, like shady that would get somebody hurt kind of shit? No. She gets accused of it all the time. I'm accused of being a liar about red dragons. None of Ash's business. Well, Ash seems to make everything her business, but hey, Puss in Boots. Oh, snap, Marty got his wrench. How did Marty get... I have no idea what's going on with wrenches. Okay, James, you don't have to agree with anything. That's cool. Checks in the mail. It just doesn't it seem strange that everybody wants proof when it pertains to something that, somebody that they like or, their friends. But when it's about somebody else, they just run with it. They just like, okay. No, I mean, the person didn't say who contacted her family, but I'm sure it was under that name of the person we're talking about, which I'm not even really talking about her. I think Jennifer is getting blamed and it might not have been her. That could be true, but the person that's taking credit for turning those photos over to her should then step up to the plate and say she did it. I said that in my live stream the other day. You know, maybe it wasn't. You know, maybe it wasn't Jennifer herself. She's the one that put the video out. Steve, I have no idea. I'm telling you, the rent situation in this room is crazy. Was it her friend request sent to her family member? Yeah, I don't, like I said, I haven't dug in her business. I know, you know, there was some people that were freaked out. Some of those pictures were not, they were not just avatar pictures. Jenny. They were people's personal photos. And see, Laura gets accused of doing all this dirty shit, but she's never put anything out. She never put anything out in public. But they do this stuff, they put it out in public, and now all these people want proof of what they did. It's pretty obvious what they did. And of all people to ask for proof, Republican Ash, who went crying to Diane because I used her name in a video. You could look at it like that, Carla Marie. How about proof it wasn't her? You know, somebody got accused of abusing. This doesn't have anything to do with you, Tricia. In a stream, going through and blocking all their people. I've been accused of doing that before. There was absolutely no proof I did that. As a matter of fact, I didn't do it, but I was accused of it. Tawanda's been accused of it. I mean, we've all been accused of things. It's pretty much... They're always demanding proof, but trash everyone with proof, or everyone without proof. Yeah, I mean, proof... Here on YouTube, proof is only expected out... And here you're going to hear my creaky door. Proof is only expected out of a handful of people. Everybody else, it's just, meh, they say it, it must be true. I don't, you know. Here's the way I look at it. Ash is just pissed because you went at Jennifer Lynn. Is that what she's talking about? I'm sorry, but I don't think Ash has thick enough skin to be on YouTube. I don't. I mean, she had two ladies in her stream earlier, not even arguing, just, I know, WD-40, not even arguing, just discussing something. And she was beginning, you know, she was beginning to have anxiety and stuff. And you just gotta be thicker skinned. I get accused of shit all the time. If I flipped my wig every time I was accused of something, All right, Marty, let's get them there. I get to 1,000 subs, we really are going to do something fun. I don't know yet what it's going to be. It needs to be removed. What needs to be removed? Oh, the video? Well, they're never going to do that. They get too big of a kick out of it. I mean, they get too big of a kick out of it. Red Dragon, I told JL she was a fucking liar and turn around is fair play. Yep, turn around is fair play. I mean, they cannot get offended. They cannot get their, they can't get all twisted. I mean, Republican ass gets mad if you use her name in a video. And when I say her name, I don't mean her God-given name. I mean Republican Ash, her channel name, and she gets pissed off. Earbuds, truth. Can you hear me? Yes, Brian has called Republican ass that word a lot. But according to Diane and them, it was because Wendy said, or not Wendy, but Katie said it, and I know it probably irked their butt that Katie went on and apologized, but I don't use the word. It's not a word I use. I'm sure I use words that are offensive to people. I mean, look, Wendy just said something about homelessness up on the panel last night, talking about Katie being homeless. Are we going to do a big old panel about homeless people? Are we going to drag homeless people up on panel to talk about their struggles? Not everybody that's homeless is a loser. Some people are just a paycheck away from being homeless. I could be homeless at any moment because of my situation. So, but I guess it's politically. Can we look at the damn grass or something? Can we look at the damn grass or something? Okay, is that really Laura? Because she never says stuff like that. Oh, you mean my screen? I can't, Laura. If I do, I can't read my chat if I show something. Anytime there's a picture on there, plus the grass is dying here. Of course, Katie didn't owe me an apology. That's my whole title. People don't owe you things. Just because they say something that you find offensive, they don't owe you anything. Yes, many people, homeless people, are suffering from mental illness, but the jab that Wendy made at Katie was no more acceptable to me than the jab that Katie made at Wendy. They were jabs. They weren't said to offend any group of people, but they had a whole damn panel about it. Katie didn't say that to offend somebody with a disability. Just like I'm sure Wendy didn't say that to offend somebody that's, that's homeless or uneducated. Ben Ashworth. People don't owe. They do because they want to do. Rocky Balboa. Would that also be Sylvester Stallone, Ben? Exactly, Michelle. People could be, people in this country right now, in a lot of cases, they're only a paycheck away from becoming homeless. And that was a low blow for Wendy to make. Was it a low blow for Katie to make? Yeah. Wendy made her low blow. But I didn't see Katie do a whole frickin' panel up there dragging homeless people up on panel to let them know. Republican Ash does put herself into a lot of stuff that her nose doesn't belong in, but she has to face the repercussions of that. But is Katie going to do a whole panel of dragging homeless people up there to talk about how bad it is to assume that homeless people are uneducated? Good morning, Robin. I'm sorry. At some point, it becomes exploitation, is what it becomes. It becomes exploitation. Yeah, the majority of homeless people are veterans, and that's sad. That's sad in this country. A country rich with patriotism, and that's sad. I just think it's really hard to have a show like that. Good, they're bringing awareness to, people with children with disabilities or whatever. Okay, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. But then you have certain people sitting in your chat that use that word repeatedly. Right, they can't get assistance because they don't have an address. But you're doing a whole panel about somebody saying something offensive to a group of people, who suffer disabilities. A whole freaking panel over it. And then in that same panel, that same live stream, you offend a whole group of people. I didn't listen to it either, Sarah. I did listen to Katie this morning now, okay, this is 2 apologies she's made now. But I guess you can't apologize when you're not liked by certain people. I guess apologies mean nothing if you're not liked by certain people. Hell, now if you even laugh at something, you're going to be, as Katie would say, nailed to the cross. Did anyone catch MGL saying Laura is so ugly she couldn't get raped in Atticus? There is no outrage for that. They won't go against Molly. You saw Diane try to get her to come after me. I'm sorry, I do not consider children with disabilities as retarded. Me neither. Me neither. Hey, your main girl. So I didn't understand all the people that were up there. I didn't listen to everybody, but did they all have a story where their loved one was called retarded? Is that what that was about? I don't know. Did every single one of them have a story where their child or their loved one had been called that name. Because other than that, I can't see where it applied. I don't, pivotal comment. I was on Katie's live. Yeah, I just caught the replay. I wasn't in there. But, I mean, I don't know what can go on. I mean, so every single time one of us say something that's not what they consider politically correct, is there going to be a panel done about it? Because, in any town in America, within arm's reach, you can find homeless people. No, deaf doesn't equal. Nothing equals retarded. It's not a word that's used anymore. Up until I think it was in 2005 that governments were sought. But if you Google, you can still find coalitions of the mentally retarded. But up until just like 2005, the word retarded was still being used. Bye, JoJo. It's not a word I choose to use. Have I ever used it? I probably have. There's not a whole lot of words in the dictionary I haven't used unless they're really big, smart ones. All right, NYC. Katie's going through a time growth. Yeah. Was Kiki Rambling's rant politically correct, calling us all spawns of Satan? Just saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of hypocrisy. A lot on YouTube. I agree, activist life. I remember growing up, I would call my brother that. Did it mean he was mentally challenged? No. And that's probably not even politically correct what I just said. Now I'll probably get a panel done about me. And God knows I don't mean anything. I don't think, it was a jab at Wendy, not at a disability, not at children. Words have no power. People must give them power. Good point. But the whole thing was, I mean, they can do a panel on anything they want to do. They always seem to have a whole list of people that's willing to come up on panel and talk about whatever the topic is. I don't know where all these people come from, but Kay Bronson, it's harder to say, but do we use intellectually disabled? What is politically correct these days? I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, to me, people are just people. I mean, I try not to label them. I mean, at what point is being autistic? Because I can remember not too long ago when they had somebody autistic on their panel, and they let somebody just go at her, you know? But, I mean, I don't know. According to Republican Ash, well, I don't know. I never heard Wendy say that, so I don't know. But we've all said things that are out of order, or, they rub somebody the wrong way, you know? Hello, Carol. I personally don't like the C word. I don't like it. I've never liked it. It's not a word I use. Am I offended by it? Nope. Not offended. Just don't like it. Exactly, pearls. I used to say, oh my God, that is so retarded. Meaning an object. Exactly. But, gotta have a panel. I actually work with homeless people, and I thought, you know what? I'm just going to go get a couple of the people, because it's getting a little chillier here now, and it's going to be time to start breaking out their blankets, taking them things. I'm perplexed. Honestly, I find the whole special needs offending. My son isn't special needs. He's a powerhouse. And my unique son. Yes. I don't like the word handicap. I don't like the word handicap. Because those people are handy-capable. I think when we label people is when we put limitations on people. And I try not to do that. I am by far not frickin' perfect. Mom without a watch. My husband and I say ate up with the DA. Dumbass. Hey, Private Eye. The hypocrisy is not that they did a stream on the subject, because they can do a stream on anything they want. It's their channel, or it's Diane's channel, whatever. They can do a stream on anything they want. But then in the same exact stream that they're so offended by this word that another creator used, they attack by using homelessness. And I'm like, and I didn't know it until I listened to Katie this morning, so I went back and went towards the end of Diane's stream, and right there it was, calling her uneducated and homeless, and, how in the world does that make them any better than what Katie said? Just call people stew nods. I've heard Makeup Mobster use the word. So maybe it is a New York, kind of thing. I don't know. It's not a word I choose to use. There's a lot of words I don't choose to use. Good ones and bad ones. Maybe someone should do a live stream about homelessness and how offensive it is to assume that, homeless people are uneducated. Been waffle time. I'm not feeding into the drama. I'm just talking about it. It's like so many people's words are under homelessness. Most are uneducated. No, you're wrong, James. You're very, very wrong about that. You're very wrong about that. You're very wrong, James. I totally disagree with you. I don't agree with that at all. You're entitled to your opinion, and I'm definitely not offended by it, but that's not true. Most of them here they are dope heads. Well, you know what? That's like saying, to me that makes it no better, James, than what we're talking about. A person's circumstances doesn't define them. That's true. Hello, Devil's Candy. So Katie's given her apology. I wonder if Wendy will give hers. I wonder if Wendy will say, Katie, I apologize for calling you uneducated. But the thing is, Katie admits, she didn't further her education past high school. But that doesn't mean she's uneducated, Wendy and crew want me homeless with the way they go after me and my income. Maybe I'll do what they do and say it's for a donation. I can tell you my son is a recovering drug addict. Hey, get rid of cherry cola, please, now. I can tell you my son has suffered with addiction, and he's one of the smartest people you'll ever want to come across. So, yeah, they say it wasn't a sincere apology. Okay, let's talk about that for a minute. How can you determine what's a sincere apology? If someone offers you an apology, they did it because they wanted to, not because they had to. So, who gets to say, well, that wasn't sincere? Who gets to say that? The only way that you can say that that wasn't sincere is if the behavior repeats itself over and over and over. If someone says they're sorry to me, then I take it, okay. Okay, bye, Malt Liquor Radio. Everybody always says Laura's apologies aren't sincere. If I screw up, I say I screwed up and I move on. I don't stress over it, which is exactly what Katie should do. She said a word that was in no way being targeted at a group of people. It was meant to hurt Wendy. Just like I'm sure Wendy's words about homelessness was meant to hurt Katie. But nobody calls Wendy out on what she did. And this video that's come out with people's personal Facebook pictures, it's not supposed to be a big deal. But I can guarantee you, as soon as me or Laura or anybody in this chat was to put out their personal photos, all hell would break loose. There'd be 5 panels about how wrong it is. And what did we talk about the other day? Is people hit you in your most vulnerable areas. People hit you in your most vulnerable areas. Just like Brian went after Katie's weight, and Wendy went after her living situation. They won't confront Brian. I mean, and now there's people in stream saying Brian has seen the light Let's hope he has. There will always be double standards. Bye, bleh. So obviously, in today's world, you can't say something or do something and apologize and not get just totally ridiculed for it. I guess that's how it works now. So what it's almost, it's almost like saying don't even bother apologizing because I won't accept it. Okay. Yes, I have seen the videos he did of Tawanda. Yeah, I don't know anything about that, Kay Bronson. But what's the point in apologizing nowadays? Because it won't be accepted. It won't be sincere. It isn't the first time she's used that word in a hurtful way. Okay. I'm sure it isn't the first time that Wendy's used something in a hurtful way either, but and Kayla Renee, well, like I said, I try not to put too much emphasis on people's words. I don't get offended. I don't get triggered. There's just words I choose not to use. And that's one of them. But I'm not going to stand here and be somebody's moral freaking compass. And I'm definitely not going to do a whole freaking panel about it. Hey, Mandy C. Oh, I'm buffering. Is it better? Not buffering. Jumped out and came back in. It was good. Exactly. No one uses the R word as much as he does. But Katie gets called to the carpet because it seems like in this community that we only call to the carpet the people we don't like. It's not about what was said. It was about who said it. It's not about what was said. It was about who said it. Let's be honest. Am I still buffering? Yeah, I mean, bye. I'm not allowed near children. That's not even a cool name. Bye. No point in apologizing when you repeat the same behavior. Well, I try to see the good in people, and that includes Wendy and Diane and everybody over there. Man, what is up with the buffering? If Diane and Wendy can change him, I'll announce they are miracle workers. Yep. Man, I'm dropping quick. Technical difficulties.